team, what's going on? Happy Thursday. Wow, almost through another week. It's kind of nuts how the time is flying. But guess what? So today I'm going to continue with this mobility series, and because I'm loving it, it's something that I really enjoy talking about and also learning about for myself too. Makes me, like this morning, I got up and did a bit of a mobility series because my low back was really stiff, so and it worked. It was amazing. All right, so the stuff works, so definitely pick a morning routine. So pick one kind of exercise or stretch or foam rolling for each body part, and take like 5 to 10 minutes out of your morning and do these, and then of course you can continue those throughout the day. We're picking an exercise I'll show you today. We're doing the lawnmower pull. So yesterday I did the lawnmower row, and that was like a supported kind of lawnmower row, but now I'm going to do a banded lawnmower pull, which is a little bit more like a physio exercise, but it's definitely going to strengthen the rotator cuff. All right, so what is your rotator cuff? Super quick explanation. It's a group of 4 different muscles surrounding the shoulder that help perform muscle movements, shoulder movements. So internal, external rotation, abduction, a little bit of flexion. All right, so they're really important. They're really important for shoulder health, and you definitely need a nice mix of flexibility, mobility, and strength and balance throughout that muscle group to make sure that your shoulder stays nice and healthy and you get full mobility, okay? So what I'm going to do to start with here is I'm going to take a ball and I'm going to roll out a couple of the muscles on the back. So there's 3, and they all attach to the shoulder blade. So the rotator cuff is the shoulder joints, the muscles, tendons surrounding the shoulder joint, and the scapula, okay? And so what you're going to do is there's that bone, kind of that long bone here on your shoulder blade. Okay, there's one little muscle in the groove just above it and one bigger one below it that kind of takes up the space on your scapula, and then another one below it called teres minor. So you got a supraspinatus, infraspinatus, and teres minor, and then you got a subscapularis, but that is underneath your shoulder blade or underneath your scapula. It's underneath, so it's a little bit hard to get to, but yeah, we'll work. But it does attach onto the shoulder and the humeral head. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take that ball, and now that you know a little bit about it, you can kind of feel that bone, and I'm just going to press that ball. I just have a small wall to work with, so I'll have to be nice and slow, and I'm just going to roll that ball just above that long kind of ridge, the ridge bone on the scapula. Okay, just along there. All right, maybe if I find a tender spot, I'm going to stop and hang out there. Then I'm going to take the ball underneath, and I'm going to get the subscapular, infraspinatus, okay, rolling it out. Okay, and then I'm going to get a little bit lower. I'm going to go all along the outside edge of the scapula. All right, so it's nice and tender in there. Yeah, so I'm just going to hold it there. And then right now I've got a tender spot. It's actually referring into the front of my shoulder. I'm going to take a little bit of internal and external rotation here. So just taking my elbow at 90 degrees, okay, opening, and that's what you can do throughout that. You take it out to the side a little bit. All right, flexion. Again, it's kind of that active release, hanging out there for a little bit. Okay, so that's it for the ball. Then I'm going to show you a stretch for the front of the shoulder and a little bit of the chest, all right, to help, again, open up through the chest, all right. Puts a lot of pressure on the rotator cuff muscles as well, because we're kind of in internal rotation, so we want to strengthen that external rotation, but that also means that we need to stretch the chest. All right, so what I'm going to do is you just find any door, if you have a door frame, where you can do both hands. Obviously it saves a little bit of time, but for filming purposes today, I'm just going to use one hand on the wall. So what I'm going to do is just place that one hand on the wall. I'm going to take my right foot back here, and I'm just going to take a step forward. And I'm going to leave my right hand where it is, get that nice stretch and pull. Okay, I'm going to step back and step through. Hold it for 2 to 3 seconds. Inhale, exhale, and release. So you can do that on 8 to 10 repetitions, that nice stretch through there. All right, so then we're gonna come on over to the floor. Actually have a filming assistant today, so I get to do this. I get to go a little bit all over the place, okay? So here, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do, we can do this against the wall, but you know, sometimes wall space is limited. But what we're gonna do here is take those elbows to 90 degrees, okay? And I'm just gonna start here with my low back against the mat, okay? My head and my shoulders against the mat. So here, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slide my hands up and try and straighten them, keeping my fingertips, the back of my hands, and my elbows on the floor, okay? Nice and slow. And I'm gonna pull them down into that W position. So right now my shoulders want to roll forward. So I'm just gonna try and relax in there, hold it there for a little bit. Try and breathe into the tight spaces. Feel it relaxing a little bit. My body's now, everything was tensed up here a moment ago. I'm gonna try and relax everything and relax those shoulders, okay? And you can take your arms straight and do the same thing. This is great for shoulder mobility, okay? And then what I'm gonna do, we're gonna come up. I've got a band ready here. You can do this standing if you have, say, a staircase or something that you can use, or something that's taller. And I got a hole in my band today, so I don't wanna rip that. So what I'm gonna do is just take this band here, right? I'm gonna come out, so there's a bit of tension, so I'm perpendicular to the band and the anchor point. And all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wrap this around a little bit, and I'm gonna take my elbow to 90 degrees, pin the top of my arm there, my triceps and inner arm, to my rib cage, and I'm going to rotate that arm in and across my body. Nice and slow and controlled. Try and relax through the shoulders, okay? Nice and slow. You don't want to bring the elbow out wide. You keep it pinned in just across the body and out. You don't need a super heavy weight for this or huge tension, all right, unless it's something that you're doing on a regular basis and you know that you're really strong through that movement. So we don't want to injure the rotator cuff. We want to create balance and just maintain strength. And this is one of those exercises that we can maintain strength within motion and movement. All right, so then I'm going to take this band and actually first, sorry, I'm going to grab this band that I have here, and I'm going to go something called scaption. So something that you can do is I'll turn around, and so you can see this movement of the shoulder blade is really important when you're bringing your arms up. So scaption is taking your arms out, thumbs facing up at an angle and coming up to the 90 degrees. Okay, as soon as you move here, you have different muscles, the traps start working as well. So you're just taking from your thighs up here. So you can do that a couple of times to get the movement, but then you want to add a light resistance to help strengthen that movement as well. So you can either have your feet staggered, or you can take both feet, just place the band under the arches of the foot, okay? And then you're going to take your hands to your sides. Again, thumbs are facing up, just an easy grip on the band. You don't want a death grip on there, okay? And you're going to focus in on your shoulder blade and your shoulder, okay? So then you're going to pull the belly button in, squeeze the glutes, and keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Pull it up to the shoulder height and back down nice and slow, okay? Do 8 to 10 repetitions of this. Okay, awesome, just like that. And I'm really focusing on that shoulder blade movement. Okay, and then last but not least, our exercise, like I said, we're going to do the lawnmower pull. Okay, so I'm going to take one, start with my feet hip width apart. Then I'm going to take my right foot back, and I'm going to put the band underneath the arch of my front foot. So in this case, my left foot. All right, I'm going to take my right hand, so opposite hand to the foot that's in front. I'm going to bend my knees, and I'm going to just bend down into my knees, both of them, but towards that front foot. So I'm going to rotate my torso just slightly. I like to keep my hand on my low back. All right, and then from there you're gonna stand up and you're gonna pull like you're starting a lawnmower. Okay, so if you've never done that, then this will be you may not know what I'm talking about. Okay, so then you're gonna stand up and you rotate, pull the shoulder and elbow up behind you. Okay, come on down, bring that hand across the body towards that front knee, and up and across. Okay, bending down and up and across. Okay. All right, you're gonna do that 8 to 10 repetitions. Oh, actually, since this is our daily get up and move, then you're gonna do 10 reps on each side every hour. So pick 2 or 3 of those previous or primer exercises for your day. Set your hourly timers and do those. And then you're gonna do that lawnmower pull exercise. Even if you don't have a band, that's totally okay. You just think about working the shoulder, pulling that elbow up, right? And if there's any pain in the movement, obviously don't do it. You can do something else. Do one of the scaption, do the internal external rotation banded. So there's lots of stuff that you can do, and we can, again, as usual, I could go on for hours about this stuff because it's so interesting and there's so many things that you can do. So just pick a couple things. You don't have to do the whole rainbow, all right? But anything helps. And if you make it part of your daily routine, or even every couple of days, you just start getting into the habit of doing even one thing in the morning, or like I suggested at the beginning of the video, put together a routine of like 4 or 5, and then you can have a nice morning routine to wake up your body and stay mobile and healthy, all right? And so that's it, you guys. The boys are upstairs. It's a miracle. It's because I have Ramiro is here. Okay, team, so today is your last day to get in on the giveaway. So $400 self-care package. It's over $400 actually in value. So head to my Instagram, take a look at that giveaway post, and you absolutely want to join and enter, follow all the collaborators. It's a bunch of local women, businesses, and yeah, let's help support local and get a wicked self-care package that you can either use for yourself or be stocking stuffers or give it to other people. So anyways, that's it, team. Have an amazing day. We'll see you again tomorrow for Friday.